That he does. All right. Okay. Yes. That's actually what we're getting ready to get into. Okay. Brandon, Boston, and thoughts on that. So let's see here. So the San Antonio Spurs have signed Brandon Boston Jr. and John Wall actually had something to say about it. So big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video and sponsoring this segment of the live stream. And let's go ahead and dive into this, shall we? So first and foremost, his stats, because that's what people care about, right? His stats. Well, guys, I'll be real with you. I'll be honest. All right, transparency here is very important. Okay, that's what we care about over here at Clan the Spurs Fan Channel. Not much to go off of. Being real, not much to go off of as far as stats, and the main reason is because he rarely plays. So last season, 32 games played, none of which he started, only 10 minutes per game, 5 points. Now, from my understanding, when he actually does get to play significant minutes, he does fairly well, but he is a player that's been pretty inconsistent throughout not only NBA career, but also his college career. But nonetheless, he does have a lot in his bag, and he is someone that's kind of in the same vein of a Brandon Ingram, a long guard, long wing, who is a shooting guard / small forward that can do quite a few things on the court and can score, 3-level scorer, but like I said, quite a bit of inconsistency in that. So we can look here, and you can see it's all over the place. So first year in the league, 51 games played. He's just a rookie. It is what it is. 30% from 3, 38.5% field goal percentage, 6.7 points per game. And then the next season, average almost the exact number of points, only 22 games played, one of which he started, 3 minutes less, so that's something. And 3-point percentage, 41.4%, but he didn't take a ton of threes, 41.8% field goal percentage. And yeah, can't really go off of turnovers or anything because the ball isn't in his hands, significantly enough for that to even matter. And then his last season with the Clippers, 5.2 points, so it went down quite a bit. Only 10 minutes played, or 10.8 minutes played, 40.4 field goal percentage, 26.9 3-point percentage. So it's literally all over the place. Literally all over the place. And if you're wondering what the Spurs signed him for, there's no information on that yet. Chat, if, while we're going over this segment, if there's any updates or if this video's uploaded and people want to say it in the comments, please let everyone know what the details are. But thus far, we do not know the details of the signing, right? It's nothing. There's no growth in the stats. 3 years. That's what our boy in the chat said. Oh, Hoops Hype says $2 million 1 year. Okay. So what a lot of people are speculating at this point is that this is going to be a G League pickup, which is totally fine. So I came across some fans' opinions here, and I thought that this was pretty insightful, right? Because he's one of those players that I just missed out on during the draft, or during that draft that he was in. So I didn't go over him. There was no video of us going over him, but this is a fan's thoughts on it, and I think he gave us some pretty good information here. So he says he was one of the top high school prospects in 2020 class. He spent portions of the cycle fluctuating around the top 3 or so, and I believe entering his college season, he was ranked probably around number 7. For comparison's sake, other top 10 high school prospects of note that year included Cade Cunningham, Jonathan Kuminga, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, and Scotty Barnes. So he was definitely in, a pretty good territory. I'll be honest, I was never a huge believer in him. And when you end up having one of the biggest crash and burn seasons for a top high school prospect in recent memory, I was not super surprised. He is someone who has extremely good size and length for a modern scoring wing, and is definitely one of those guys who really pops on film. At least he did as a prospect. Good looking shooting stroke, fluid athlete, very mobile, and can get into his shot and get off his shot coming whenever he wants. So at least from what I've seen, I completely agree, especially as far as him being somewhat of a 3-level scorer and having quite a bit of fluidity to his movements. He got a lot in his bag. We'll say that. He got a lot in his bag. But the reality is Boston just simply doesn't produce when faced with high-level competition. He had an absolutely terrible and inefficient college career. And while his jump shot may look good, he hasn't been able to consistently show he can hit shots. He hasn't been much defensively or as a playmaker either. And while he's very fluid as an athlete, he's not explosive and lacks strength. At least he did last time I paid major attention to him. Solid investment for the San Antonio Spurs, more than likely going to the G League. All right, so I thought this was actually a really good breakdown, at least of his opinion of him, because like I said, everything that I've looked into him, he seems like someone that more than likely the Spurs are just going to send to the G League. And he is very talented. He has a lot in his bag, but it's just a matter of getting it all together. And I don't think the Clippers, especially with how they are set up, was the best place for him to develop, right? Like the Clippers, the past 3 years, they definitely have been attempting to try to win a championship. And in that type of environment, I mean, how much time is he going to get? You know, how much development, how much attention will he get to develop his game? So hopefully going to the Spurs would be really big for him. Now, our boy here, John Wall, who we talked about not that long ago, actually responded to the news of him being signed for the San Antonio Spurs. And before we get into that, like I said, big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. And we're going to talk about this in particular because it's, I guess he got a connection to him.
Michael Vick at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
Okay, why the heck are we talking about Collins? Anyways, big shout out to BetUS. You receive 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So former basketball player John Wall, this is what he had to say. Via Scoto, the San Antonio Spurs and Brandon Boston Jr. have agreed to a deal. League sources told Hoops Hype the 22-year-old guard will compete for a roster spot. He spent the past 3 seasons with the Los Angeles Clippers and averaged 6.2 points in 12.9 minutes per game. Because the Collins hate his real clan. Okay. All right. Okay. That's fair. All right, let's see. Dude, you can't... Okay, look. I love you, but you can't just spam the chat. I wonder if I can, like... Come on. Don't spam the chat. All right. Let's see. I know you hate John Wall. All right, let's see here. This is what John Wall had to say. Yes, sir, bro. That's all he had to say. So John Wall, it seems like he has some type of connection to him. I don't 100% know. But this was his initial reaction. And we already know that there's been, not rumor. I won't say rumors. I think that's like way... Sorry, it's okay. I think there's like way... I don't know. There's way too many times in which, people say rumors or bring up like this might be happening. But John Wall in particular, there has been at least discussions around, at least amongst fans, that should the San Antonio Spurs grab John Wall. I've been very adamant that I don't think that should be the case. I think a lot of people are just excited because like, oh, we're bringing in some vets right now. We're bringing in Chris Paul or whatever. But it's like Chris Paul and John Wall, completely different types of players of what you'll be getting. You actually will benefit a lot from having a Chris Paul. But John Wall reacts. He says, yes, sir, bro. So he's excited for him to come to San Antonio. Like I said, guys, I'll be real. I have to get more acquainted with him. So we'll see. They have the same train. Oh, okay. Huncho just told us they have the same exact trainers. Okay, so that's their connection right there. So John Wall and Brandon Boston has the same exact trainers. But just some posts here. I don't think there's much else here. Let's go individual. Let's see. All right. So his last few games. So maybe this is what won the Spurs over, actually. Because we see these last few games of last season from Brandon Boston. He has some really nice showings here. So maybe it really is just he needs an opportunity. He needs more touches. He needs more minutes in the G League, I'm saying. And then he can really put his game together. But last game that he played, minus the playoffs, regular season games, he had 15 points, 33.3% from three. He put up the ball. He shot a lot of shots, 16. All right. Before that, 4 for 12. So I guess that inconsistency is still kind of there. 10 points, but we have one here, 10 for 24, 41.7 field goal percentage, 23 points. So still not great. Still not great. I guess we'll just see. We'll just have to see. I'm not, like I told you, I'm not very familiar with his game, but he has gotten a lot of attention now that he's been moved to San Antonio. I honestly think Derek White is an outlier when it comes to the G League. True. Still a development year, so I'm good taking flyers on guys that might strike or might still have some upside. I agree. It's a good pickup from the Spurs. Good pickup, nonetheless. But yeah, cool. Good stuff. Once again, big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this segment. Please, guys, go follow, or not follow, I'm sorry. Go to BetUS, link below in the description box underneath this video. And yeah, when you support the sponsors, you support the channel. So go check it out. Alrighty. Good stuff. Great stuff.